Picture this. You're in the middle of a critical project deadline, your laptop is crawling, your browser has 47 tabs open, and your design software is lagging so badly you're one click away from throwing it out the window. Sound familiar? If you're a professional, student, or creator who demands more from your tech without breaking the bank, this might just be the upgrade you've been waiting for. Let's be real. Most laptops in this price range cut corners. You either get a decent processor but weak RAM, or a solid storage setup, but a graphics card that can't handle basic editing. And don't even get me started on the frustration of a laptop that can't keep up with your workflow. Whether you're editing videos, running virtual machines, or juggling multiple high-demand applications, the bottleneck is real. You need a machine that doesn't just meet the basics, it needs to exceed them. Unboxing the MALLRACE laptop, the first thing that hits you is the build quality. It's not the flimsy plastic you'd expect from a budget machine. This thing feels solid, with a sleek, minimalist design that looks premium without screaming gamer. The keyboard is comfortable for long typing sessions, and the trackpad is responsive, which is a huge plus for productivity. The display is a 15.6-inch Full HD panel with decent color accuracy, though it's not a 4K OLED. So if you're a professional colorist, you might want to calibrate expectations. But for everyday use, streaming, and light content creation, it's more than adequate. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The star of the show is you're getting integrated graphics that are surprisingly capable for casual gaming and creative work. It won't replace a dedicated GPU for 3D rendering, but for 1080p editing and streaming, it's a game changer. Then there's that's not just a number, it's a statement. Most laptops in this range skimp on RAM, leaving you stuck with 8 GB or 16 GB that chokes under pressure. But 24 GB? That's overkill for most users, but it's a godsend for professionals running virtual machines, compiling code, or working with large datasets. And the best part? It's soldered onto the motherboard, so no upgrade headaches later. Storage is another standout. It isn't just fast, it's blazing. Boot times are near instant, and file transfers feel like they're happening on a rocket. If you're someone who deals with large media files or databases, you'll appreciate the speed. That said, 512 GB might feel tight if you're storing a lot of raw footage or games, so consider an external drive or cloud storage for backups. So, how does it actually perform in the wild? I put this laptop through its paces with a few real-world scenarios. First up, I had Chrome open with 30 tabs, Adobe Photoshop running with a 50 MB file, Spotify in the background, and a Python IDE compiling code, all at once. The i5-12600H handled it like a champ. No lag, no stuttering, just smooth sailing. Even when I pushed it further with a 4K video export in Premiere Pro, it didn't break a sweat. Next, GTA 5 at medium settings, and it averaged around 60 FPS, solid for casual gaming. Streaming to Twitch while playing? The Iris-A graphics kept up, though I'd recommend lowering the stream quality if you're pushing high bitrate footage. For creative work, I edited a 10-minute 4K video in Premiere Pro, and the timeline playback was buttery smooth. No dropped frames, no rendering delays, just pure productivity. Battery life? That's where things get interesting. On a full charge, I got about web browsing, document editing, and light creative work. If you're gaming or doing heavy rendering, expect it to drain faster, closer to 3 to 4 hours. Not bad for a machine this powerful, but don't expect all-day unplugged use. Let's break it down. Thanks to the i5-12600H and 24 GB RAM. No more waiting for apps to load. For the price, with a comfortable keyboard and responsive trackpad. For near-instant boot times and file transfers. For everyday use and light creative work. Handles casual gaming and streaming well. Don't expect all-day unplugged use. For large media files or games. If you're doing heavy 3D rendering or gaming, this isn't the machine for you. Means no future upgrades. Plan accordingly. Color accuracy is decent but not pro-level. How does this stack up against the competition? Let's compare it to a few popular alternatives. First, The similar price point, but it's got a Ryzen 7 5825U and 16GB RAM. The Ryzen is great for battery life, but the MALLRACE's i5-12600H outperforms it in raw processing power, especially for heavy multitasking. Plus, 24GB RAM versus 16GB is a huge advantage. Next, this one's got a Ryzen 7 5800H and 16GB RAM, but the storage is only 512GB SSD. The MALLRACE wins in RAM and processor performance, though the IdeaPad has a slightly better display. Finally, it's got a 12th Gen i5, but only 16GB RAM and a slower SSD. The MALLRACE blows it out of the water in both RAM and storage speed. So who is this laptop for? If you will find it more than capable for 1080p gaming and content creation. But if you're working with massive files, you might want to look at machines with dedicated GPUs or more storage. And if you're always on the go, the battery life might leave you wanting more. All in all, the MALLRACE laptop is for the price. If you're in the market for a high-performance Windows laptop that won't break the bank, this is one of the best options out there. Ready to upgrade? Click the link in the description, grab yours today, and say goodbye to lag and frustration. Trust me, your future self will thank you.